All right. So give me a one in the chat. Just make sure you're looking at my the screen where I've got all the broader market showing. Perfect. Cool. Thank you for that. Okay. So give me a one in the chat. Just make sure you're looking at. Hang on. I got to mute screen where I've got all the mute YouTube there. Sorry about that. A little delay with YouTube. Okay. So let's take a look at where we are. Interesting. So right now, broader markets, the S&P, we're looking at an inside day here. The NASDAQ, still, let's zoom in a little bit here. Okay. So currently inside day, we did break above. You can see on the S&P here, we're definitely directly, find my cursor right here. We're directly inside of yesterday's price action currently. That purple line right here, this is that trend line that we've looked at so often. We don't need to go there again, but we are holding that, which is good news, right? So we slightly penetrated it on these days, got above it pretty well with this bullish candle, threw in this lower wick yesterday, but closed, even though it's a bearish candle, but we still closed fairly bullish with all that buying, right? So even though it was a bearish candle, that lower wick there represents a lot of buying too. So the bears definitely stepped in. I'm sorry, the bulls definitely stepped in to prop the market up and hold it up. On the NASDAQ, we are, like I said, we broke slightly above the high from yesterday. We're back in trading within yesterday's range. So, we'll see where we open. That's going to be the key thing is, we've got another 24 minutes before the market open. We'll have to see where it goes. More banking issues with Credit Suisse. It's just, it's a mess out there right now with the banking system, people panicking over it. But the good news is that, if we're day trading, we're in and out, right? We're not really concerned about, of course we're concerned about the bigger issues out there with the world and the global economy, but in terms of what we're doing in the next, today between 9:30 and 4 o'clock, we're going to be day trading. So we just trade what the market gives us and what we see. Let's take a look at some of these individual tickers real quick. Give me another 2 seconds. I need to open up Interactive Brokers. I want to get my scanner out there, see what potential gaps we have. Again, give me a second. I wasn't prepared for this, so
here's what I found.
I'm not asking you. Those of you who have the Apple Watch, do you find that happens? I find all the time, like I'll be talking and then suddenly it wants to, it thinks I'm talking to it. Or talking to her, I should say. Assuming that I'm right, that's a Gregory Hill. Yes. All right, we'll take a look at Snap. Give me a second. My Thinkorswim is opening. Yeah, all the time, Rick. Lucian, good to know. Yeah, it's like suddenly, like it will think that I'm speaking to her, Siri, or who the other one. All right, so let me switch over here. Let's take a look at some of these individual tickers as soon as I can close up this one screen. All right, so I'll just start here with Meta since I have it on the screen. So nice couple bullish days, right? So we had, this gap up here, which was a retest gap. Good morning. What setting do you use for Paul? I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, I'll actually pull my Interactive Brokers scan over, and I'll give you all the settings for that. Let me just get started here on. Let me go through a couple tickers, Paul, and then I will pull my. I'll show you my scanner. Okay. But remind me if I get through 5 tickers or so, and I haven't pulled it out yet. Just remind me. So, okay. So looking at Meta, gap up, retest gap on this day. So retest gap, and really not much of a retest, right? Just a little lower wick. Another bullish day yesterday. So we're gapping, potentially gapping above yesterday's candle. So another retest gap, right? So nice look there. And it's interesting because with the markets, the broader markets currently looking, somewhat flat or inside, a lot of these tickers are gapping up. So, not a lot, but it is a gap up. Hang on, I got to silence this call. I was waiting for a call to come in, but I can't take it. Okay, so that's Meta. Let's look at NVIDIA, right? So NVIDIA right here. NVIDIA, pre-market, we did get above yesterday's high. So if we look here, I've got all my lines adjusted. So here's the high from yesterday, this green line. So we did get above it pre-market. We're back down inside. So right now we're trading right near the upper range of yesterday's candle, but still inside of yesterday's candle. Tesla. Tesla inside right now. Okay. So a lot of lines here, but just ignore them. They all make sense to me. They're just moving averages and stuff that I want to have on the screen, higher time frame stuff. But if we look in here, zoom in a little bit, Tesla 3-minute chart. Here's the pre-market action. Hey, Win, how are you? So pre-market action. Here's the high from yesterday. So we are still trading within yesterday's candle on Tesla. But again, just like NVIDIA, we're trading towards the upper range of yesterday's candle. We do have some overhead. Interesting that yesterday we traded right to the 10 EMA on the daily. But so we've got the 10 here. We have the 20 above. So Amazon. Zoom in here. Same thing. We're basically double topped pre-market. So here was yesterday's high on Amazon yesterday. Pretty much just double topped pre-market, pulled back. So we are again trading within yesterday's candle range, but in the upper portion of it. But there is room to run. Like if the market can go bullish, we definitely have some room to run above this candle, right? So if you look here, this candle from March 6th, right? So the high of this candle, 96.55, the high of this candle, 96.67. So, double top there, definitely a level of resistance, overhead resistance here. But if we can get above that, we definitely have some room to run. We'll just keep an eye on this, see what the market does, see if the market can push bullish. That would certainly help Amazon with a bullish trade. AMD. Let's see, AMD. So AMD here, just trading, we're kind of in this range right here, pre-market range. We got near the high of yesterday, haven't actually breached it pre-market, but again, trading inside yesterday's candle, pretty tight range with the pre-market high and low. But we do, let's zoom out a little bit here. Let's see what we have. So, we have some overhead resistance up here. This is the weekly 100 that's above here, right? But we've got some room to run. Again, if the market can push bullish today, which would be nice. There's a couple of these tickers that definitely give us some opportunities to trade bullish. But if the market goes bearish, we're going to look for bearish trades, right? So have to be flexible. You can take the market either direction. Yeah, when I have a hard time remembering what a bull run looks like myself. It's been a while, right? All right, let's go to Hang on a second. All right. Sorry, I had to switch something up here. All right, let's take a look at Apple. Apple, I don't think I've adjusted, or maybe I did adjust my lines on Apple. So Apple, let's take a look. High from yesterday. We're pushing up in that upper range, like a lot of them here, right? So we've got, here's the high from yesterday. We kind of got above it briefly, like right when the pre-market opened here, 4 o'clock in the morning, but pulling back a little bit. Actually, the market just started selling off. So there must have been an announcement, something caused the market suddenly just to pull back. So maybe I didn't have a chance yet to look at Econo Day. So there must be some type of announcement or something just came out because the market just suddenly started pulling back bearish. But again, looking at an inside day right now, but still trading like a lot of these other ones that we've looked at, trading in the upper range of yesterday's candle. Give me one more second here, please. All right, let's take a look at somebody mentioned Snap, right? So let me go back here, and this is a real good example. This good learning opportunity here. So okay, so Tana, Snap, right? Yesterday's candle here on Snap, it is a bullish candle. So this actually would not be a gap and go, right? Because it is a bullish candle gapping up. So that's a retest gap. So a gap and go would be if this was a bearish candle yesterday and now it's gapping up. That is a gap and go, right? So retest gap is a gap in the same direction as the previous day. A gap and go is a gap in the opposite direction of the previous day. So, but yeah, it is gapping up. Let's see where it's gapping to. Let's drop a line in here. So we're gapping above this pivot, which is good. So when you are evaluating a gap, you want to look at, is it clearing a pivot? Well, it certainly is clearing a pivot here. Now, here's the other thing is be aware if you're going to trade Snap, this is the 200 on the daily, right? Right here at 11, basically $11. And we got above that. That was the post-market action yesterday, right? So pre-market got above it a little bit, but now we are down below it. So just be aware, like if you're going to look to trade Snap, that it is gapping right to a target, right? It's gapping right to overhead resistance. It's gapping to a target. So you'll have to be aware of that because it's, it may have already made its move pre-market. And what we've experienced lately is a lot of these tickers that we follow, a lot of the stocks that we track are making their moves pre-market, market opens, and then they just go, chop around and they go sideways and don't really get a very, don't really trend very well during the day, right? Let us go and let's pull over. Give me 2 seconds. Let me pull the scanner over and I will go through my settings on that. So Paul, hopefully you're watching. So here's my pre-market scanner, Paul. This is Interactive Brokers. Paul, you still here? I just want to make sure that you're catching everything here. All right, Paul's not responding, but hopefully he's watching. Pre-market scanner. I'll just go through the settings real quick. If I edit scanner, so my universe here is I'm scanning for stocks, US stocks. These are the exchanges that I'm scanning. I don't do anything with pink sheets or over-the-counter stuff. Corporate, I'm not looking to scan ADRs or ETFs or anything like that. The main filters here that I'm using, okay, is I am looking for anything. The last price is $10 to $40. I typically don't look to trade anything under $10, and to be perfectly honest, like even $10, like it would, it depends, right? The key thing here with what I'm looking to trade is average true range, right? So if it's a $10 stock and it has an average true range of 80 cents or $1, okay, great. But if it's a $10 stock and it has an average true range of 20 cents, I'm not going to bother looking at it. Change percent, okay? So I'm looking for anything that is gapping. So this basically establishing the gap from gapping up 12% or gapping down 12%. Average volume. So I'm looking at the average daily volume of a minimum of 500,000, right? And I take it up to 211 million. But minimum, the key thing there is the minimum of 500,000. So Paul, hopefully you were watching that and you caught all those settings. All right, I'm gonna close that. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Let's take a look at some of these up here. Let's see what is gapping. Dell. So ideally what I want to look for is a gap and go, right? So I'm going to just focus on some of the tickers that I know well. Okay, so here, Tana, you were referencing gap and go. Okay, this is a gap and go. So Dell Technologies, right? Hey, Jerome. So Dell, if you look at Dell on the daily chart, right? Here is we had a bullish candle yesterday, and now we're gapping below it, right? So we are gapping down. So that is a candle, a gap that is going the opposite direction of yesterday's price action. So the question is here, so is volume, right? And as I look at this, again, one of my criteria for gaps is I want to see a minimum volume pre-market of 10,000 shares traded. And we are not looking like we're, if we look here, this big candle right here had, almost 5,000, but then we go here and there's 3, okay, well, 7. It might, oftentimes when there's not a lot of, actually, I'm sorry, Dan is here. Dan, if you're listening, Dan, I'll take it to the next 7 minutes and then I'll let you take over. I figured since I'm already running YouTube, I'll just finish out the next 7 minutes and then you can hop on, right? So, all right, so Dan's here, cool. All right, so again, the reason I'm looking for a minimum 10,000 shares pre-market is that, oftentimes when there's not at least that minimum amount of shares, it doesn't end up gapping, right? It will just end up opening flat. So, but you can, put Dell on your list. It is a gap and go. You can track that. Again, the ones that I'm going to look for are something that's going in the opposite direction as yesterday. So most everything that I've looked at went bullish yesterday. So I'm just going to look at some of these gap down. So Dell is one. Put that on your list if you want to track Dell. And again, I'm looking for tickers that I know, right? Some of these ones. Let's see. Okay, so this would be, so Tana, again, I'm just referencing you because, another example, this is a bearish candle yesterday, and if it gaps down, that would be a retest gap, right? So it's gapping in the same direction as yesterday. So, yep, okay, cool. So again, not singling you out, I'm just trying to just give you an example of the what the retest gap looks like, right? So same bearish candle gapping down, so it's gapping in the same direction. It's a lot of volume, right? Look at that volume. It's huge, right? When you look left, I mean, the last time it had that much volume was back here in December. So that's a lot of selling there. Let's see. Okay, so Zion Bancorp. No, it's looking like it's going to open pretty much inside. It is gapping down a little bit, but it's opening inside yesterday's price action. Let's see, XOM. Okay, XOM, bearish candle, gapping down. So retest gap. Again, what I'm looking for at this point are any type of gap and goes that would. All right, so we're not gapping. And again, we're looking for something. So here is a, the close yesterday on Ally was up here, right? So technically we're gapping down, but we're not gapping below yesterday's candle, right? So what you want to look for is something that is gapping below yesterday's candle so that everyone who bought here would be trapped, right? But it's not. It's opening. It's going to be opening somewhere up in here, right? So it is gapping down a little bit technically, but it's not gapping. It's not trapping anybody. Let's see. Bang. So again, so really the only one there that I was able to find that is a true gap and go would be Dell. Volume is a little light, but I would keep an eye on that, see what happens. Let's see, Schlumberger. Let's see, give me a second. No, retest gap. All right, so we'll look some of the gap ups just in case. We already looked at Snap, Adobe, nice gap, right? So it's a retest gap. It's gapping up. Let's see where. Let's drop a line on here. Let's see where it's gapping to right now. So it's gapping. It's not clearing this pivot, right? So the pivot is here. All of these, these bears who sold all these days, if it were gapping above that, let's see, the gap right now is about 3%, okay, 3.5%. If it was gapping above here, right, above this pivot, everyone here would be trapped, right? But anybody who went short here, their stops are probably up here. They might be concerned, but there's not a lot of panic with that gap, right? Because it's not clearing a pivot where it would trap all those bears. Okay, let's take a look at SQ block. All right, another retest gap, gapping up. Let's see where price action is currently. We're right in here. So we're gapping. So Rick, just be aware, right? So you've got some moving averages here. Here's your 50 on the daily. That's going to be just overhead. Right now, price action is right where this 20 EMA is on the daily. So it could just gap right to a target, which would be resistance, and then go sideways. Again, track it, right? I mean, watch and see how it reacts in and around those moving averages, and if it can clear that level, if it can clear above. So right now, this daily 50 is 76.26, right? So if it can get above, excuse me, if it can get above that level and hold that level, great, right? But you just want to be aware that it is opening. It's going to look like it could be potentially opening right at a overhead resistance. So just something you want to be aware of if you are looking to trade SQ. Let's take a look at, I didn't look at Roku yet. Let's see. We are looking at, we are gapping up. Again, another retest gap. We've got some overhead, strong over. Here's the 200 on the daily, right? Way up here. You do have the high from, what was this, Monday, right? Sorry, Tuesday. You've got the high from Tuesday here at 62.98. So, yeah, I mean, look for, again, be patient, right? All these, anything that's going to be gapping up here, most everything we've looked at, 99% of it are retest gaps. So you want to be patient. You want to be aware that things are going to retest, right? And so when you are getting into your trade, you want to be patient with moving your stops because you want to anticipate those retests. All right, markets open. I'm going to sign off for YouTube. Thank you everyone from YouTube being with us. Appreciate you your patience this morning with me and getting the room going. Feel free to come on over to reallifetrading.com, join the community, trade with us every single day of the week, except for Saturday and Sunday, of course. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, all that good stuff. Good luck trading today, and see you tomorrow.